Welcome to Filoli. I'm Kara Newport, Filoli's CEO, and I am pleased to share a tour of the beautiful historic house, splendidly decorated for holidays at Filoli. During our holidays event, the house and garden are adorned with 15 miles of light strands, hundreds of feet of garland, and thousands of ornaments. We're open every day, November 21st through January 2nd, so book your tickets today at filoli.org and come experience the holiday magic for yourself. Filoli was designed by architect Willis Polk in 1917 for Agnes and William Bourne as their country estate. The Bournes loved to entertain and always decorated for the holidays. After they passed away in 1936, Filoli was purchased by Lurleen and Bill Roth, who carried on the tradition of lavish decor and big holiday parties. Lurleen donated the mansion and formal garden to the National Trust for Historic Preservation in 1975. Since then, Filoli has continued to create festive holiday experiences for our guests. Today, we greet visitors with a showstopper tree in the foyer. But if you were a guest arriving for a holiday party at Filoli during the Bourne era, you might be greeted by a formal butler who would hand you a drink and invite you to freshen up in the ladies' or gentlemen's cloakrooms. Both families who lived at Filoli decorated the house with plants from the estate greenhouses and cut flower displays from the garden. In the early 1900s, when the Bournes lived here, electric fairy lights were not yet widely used for holiday decor, so many families relied on fresh greens and real candles. The fire danger involved meant that decorations didn't go up until a week before Christmas, or even as late as Christmas Eve. Once the guests shed their coats, they would have been led through this grand hallway on their way to the ballroom. The hallway runs the whole length of the house, and during the holidays, we line it with lighted topiaries as a way to bring the garden inside. Every door and window is festooned with wreaths. Garland is wrapped around the long railing of the grand staircase, which you might recognize from a few programs that were filmed at Filoli, including the television show Dynasty and the movie The Game starring Michael Douglas. Holiday decorations change each year, but the colors are always inspired by the house's architecture and art collection. For example, this French woven tapestry from the 17th century that hangs above the stair.
All right, everyone, let's step away from the buffet table. It's time to dance and sing to some holiday classics. For all the youngsters in the group and the young at heart, it's a swell time to rock the night away. Let's hear you sing along to Jingle Bell Rock.
Welcome to Filoli's spectacular ballroom, all dressed up for a party during the holidays.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring.
The Roth family hosted an annual Christmas Eve party here with as many as 70 guests. Local musicians and children's choirs performed on the stage, and the youngest guests always sat at a kids' table up front so they could see. Chef Kilo would prepare a buffet set out by the glittering fireplace, which was inspired by a similar fireplace at Versailles. Today, the holiday trees and decor complement the gold trim through the room and colors in the murals, which depict Muckross Estate in Ireland. The Bournes purchased the estate for their daughter Maud Bourne Vincent as a surprise wedding gift.
In a winter wonderland.
A grand tree and crackling fire made the ballroom perfect for a festive family celebration, but William Bourne hosted more high-stake gatherings with business friends here in the Gentleman's Lounge. Playful decor highlights the masculine use of this room, where cigar smoke hung heavy in the air and fortunes were gambled in games of chance. In Filoli's family room, originally William Bourne's study, but converted by the Roths to a more informal entertaining space, we are recreating a 1960s family holiday scene. This is where the Roths would gather casually to play bridge, make cocktails in the cleverly concealed wet bar, or watch TV together on their 1962 Zenith television. The popular animated Christmas specials Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and How the Grinch Stole Christmas both premiered in the 1960s. The tree is decorated with Lurlene's vintage ornaments, and we are also displaying her Murano glass nativity pieces. In the library, garland along the bookshelves and vintage-style ornaments give this studious room a wonderful holiday warmth. The tradition of exchanging Christmas cards originated in England and was common in America by the 1880s. But in 1926, instead of Christmas cards, William and Agnes Bourne sent their friends a Christmas book they had published called Some Favorites. Included was a selection of works by Victorian poets and a suggested list of novels and music. The inside cover was stamped with a festive wreath, and the poems evoked images of the old country and holiday tradition. The reception room was the centerpiece of entertainment for both families at Filoli and always has to be a showstopper when we are planning our holiday decor. This tall central tree is a favorite photo spot for our visitors. Its colors are chosen to complement the tapestry that hangs over the fireplace, which was created in 16th century England and features a millefleur design with hundreds of unique flowers. Can you imagine being here for a grand party and hearing the excited sounds of children opening presents? After Christmas dinner in the ballroom, the Roths and their guests would move in here to the reception room. About 50 people with no place to sit but arms of chairs, children on the floor, according to Lurleen Roth. Agnes and Maud Bourne, both accomplished pianists, used this elegant drawing room as a music room and a place to entertain guests. In contrast to the gentleman's lounge, this room is very feminine. The decor draws on the warm glow of the buttery yellow walls and romantic-era mezzotint prints, handpicked by Agnes. Agnes had a standing open invitation to her friends to drop in for afternoon tea any day of the week. It was customary for women to withdraw here after dinner for coffee and tea, while the men stayed in the dining room to drink brandy, smoke, and discuss business and politics. Through this door, you'll find Filoli's formal dining room, which features a recreation of a fancy Bourne-era holiday dinner.
You must miss George. You must work along.
Well-dressed staff would serve guests multiple courses and wine from the Bourne's extensive wine cellar. Musical performances and dancing in the ballroom would often follow. During the Roth era, staff from all over the estate would pitch in for holiday celebrations. Even Dorley, a nanny and housekeeper for Lurleen Roth Coonan's family in Woodside, assisted at Filoli during the holidays by serving meals along with her husband Michel. The butler's pantry just off the dining room was the operational heart of the home. The head butler was in charge and made sure everything ran smoothly for holiday parties. Staff prepped dishes here before sending them out to guests in the dining room. The butler's pantry also features a walk-in safe for the silver, cabinets full of china, a dumbwaiter, and sinks for dishwashing. Like the butler's pantry, the kitchen at Filoli was a constant hub of activity. The chef, cook, and their helpers prepared as many as 9 meals a day for the families, their guests, and the large staff who worked here. During the holidays, you could smell the cookies baking, and the Roth children were in and out of the kitchen, hoping Chef Kilo would sneak them a treat. Here we have recreated the butler's bedroom, simply furnished like all the staff quarters at Filoli, but with its own holiday flair. Most of the staff who worked at Filoli were immigrants who had left their countries of origin to try their luck in America. Commercial aviation began in the 1910s but did not take off quickly. For the Bournes and their staff, traveling by airplane to visit loved ones during the holidays was not an option. By the 1960s, commercial airplanes were more accessible but still reserved for the wealthy, and so Filoli staff celebrated the holidays together, the modern equivalent of a Friendsgiving or a neighborhood holiday party. Our tour concludes here in the gentleman's cloakroom, the mirror opposite of the ladies' cloakroom where we began. When the holiday party ended, guests would retrieve their coats and hats before their long journey home. I hope you enjoyed your tour of Filoli's historic house, all decked out for the holidays. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the staff here at Filoli, we wish you a warm and wonderful winter season. Happy holidays.